We're focused on saving cats and the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. Stay tuned to Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio. We're focused on an amazing event with Save Our Cats International, a cat nick, which will be held at Harry Pavilack's house on Saturday, May 10th from 3 to 9 p.m. And we're visiting with Harry Pavilack, an attorney and founder and president of Save Our Cats International. Good morning, Harry. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. It's so exciting to sit here think about being here. Last time we were together, we were on the top floor of the Radisson Plaza Hotel, Myrtle Beach Convention Center, an incredible event a couple of days away, the Cat Ball, which was held on February 2nd. Was that a success?
We thought it was a success. It was our first event, and actually when we talked to you, we were real scared because we didn't know how we would do. We'd only been in business for about 6 months, and it was costing us a lot of money to have it there, but we had 325 people, and we made $22,000.
You're kidding.
For the cats.
That is fantastic. Well, saving cats is a goal not only recently, it's been a goal of yours for a heck of a long time, so it's exciting to see you now thinking about the cat nick. That's coming up Saturday, May 10th, 3 to 9 p.m.
3 to 9 p.m. at 3800 Waterford Drive in Plantation Point, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We are going to have a barbecue, chicken bog. We're going to have a big tent set up where we'll have some auction items. Joe Exum's going to help us with an auction. And we're going to have a band and house tours. It should be a real fun afternoon. And it's also in the time of the afternoon, 3 to 9, where people have a little leisure time. It's between your beach hours and also between the time where you might want to go out at night, so it should be a lot of fun.
Harry, would viewers have to buy tickets beforehand, or could they just show up there?
No, sir. Since we made that money at the Cat Ball, we're letting everyone come and buy their tickets at the gate.
Okay.
If they desire to come. We're not asking for any money in advance.
Wow. If folks wanted so there will not be an oversell event. I mean, you will just fit them in no matter what.
We're looking to have a lot of people. I mean, we had 325 people at the Cat Ball, and a lot of people were really mad because they missed it. They didn't know exactly what the Cat Ball was like. No one ever went to a Cat Ball before, including me. And now nobody's ever been to a cat nick or a cat picnic. We have tickets drawn up. We also have some posters and things like that. And I think we should have a good time, and we're looking to have around 500 people come through there.
Absolutely. So if you got there and you had tickets and it was a crammed event, would folks that had tickets beforehand get in prior to folks just showing up at the door?
Right. Anybody that has their ticket paid for in advance will be certain to get in the event. But it's a pretty big place, and I think we can handle a lot of people. I know we had something there for the governor. I think you were there, and we had maybe 300 people at that time, and it wasn't crowded at all. We didn't have the outside open in a tent and things like that.
That's right. If someone wanted to get a ticket beforehand, what's the number they'd want to call?
If they'd call 843-448-9471, extension 123, they'll send them tickets out immediately, or we'll deliver it to them wherever they are. Okay,
fantastic. Harry, real quick about yourself for viewers in the PD or southeastern North Carolina who may not have seen you either on billboards or met you in person or on television. Can we talk real quick about yourself? Were you originally from the area?
No, originally I was brought up in Wheeling, West Virginia, and then we moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and went to high school there, and then I was recruited to Clemson, and I played football and baseball at Clemson. That's how I got down to this area, and I've been here ever since. And I moved from Clemson to Myrtle Beach, and I've opened up a law practice and a real estate company. And right now we have 13 lawyers. I have to keep up with them. And I've been here ever since, and now we're also working as hard as we can on these cats.
And you played both of those sports at Clemson, Harry?
Both of those sports, baseball and football.
That's fantastic. I thought you were a big tennis star. I didn't even know about the football and baseball.
I didn't start tennis until I got down to the beach area. Now I try to play tennis every day and play state tournaments. I mean, I like the competition.
Mm-hmm. Harry, let's talk about what prompted you to start a group to help work with stray and feral cats, Save Our Cats International.
Well, an episode happened last summer where there were some cats over in Plantation that had been fixed. I think there were 22 cats that some people paid for to have them fixed and had their shots and everything. And then something happened over there, and the people on Highway 90 in the county came and picked up all those cats. So they were picking up all the cats in the neighborhood because thought there might be some sort of epidemic going on, health hazard. But these cats had their shots and their papers and everything, and the health department or the people in the county were told that, but they said, no, we're taking these cats anyway. So they killed those 22 cats, and from that incident, and a lot of foundations start with one incident. I mean, that's what started Save Our Cats, because I said, well, cats must be the lowest thing in the world if they have their shots and they're neutered and people pick them up and still kill them. I mean, I just couldn't understand it. And we got some other people together, John Bonsigner, my wife, different people, and now we have 201 members of Save Our Cats, and we have some people in various states. We have a big 12, 14-page website in color with music, and we put all of our events on the website. And I think a lot of people have heard of us here because since we've been in business, it seems like every day or every other day somebody's writing into the paper about cats. And people write in that, they're hunters and that, and they want to thin the herd and kill cats, and they're no good. So naturally, every time when somebody writes in, we feel it's our obligation to answer those letters. John Bonsigner and Karen Barber spend a lot of their time just answering letters that people write in, like somebody said that he knows every cat kills 1,000 songbirds a year. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I don't think I've seen 1,000 songbirds in a year. So naturally, we have to answer that. But by doing that, we've also gotten some advertising indirectly, and a lot of people have heard of Save Our Cats, and they think we've been in business for a long time. I mean, years, because everyone's heard of Save Our Cats, and actually, we're here to protect cats. I mean, we feel that right now, we're sort of managing the cats in the county. If a cat has a problem and somebody brings it to us, we're going to use our resources, and if we have to, we'll use all our money in the bank to protect that cat or any other cat or whatever we have to do, because we can get more money. I mean, we found out that maybe 75% of the people in this county have cats. A lot of them aren't writing letters and that, but you'd be surprised how many people are coming up to the plate and saying, look, we're behind you all the way. I have people come up every day. I had a woman that I saw last week, Saturday, playing tennis, and she said, look, if there's a way I can do anything, I want to work with you, I want to help you. I have 3 cats. And so we're getting stronger and stronger, and we're getting into other areas.
Harry, one of the really important things is this morning, we're splitting the morning with Reverend Peter Crawford, who's Executive Director of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs. And a lot of folks say, why, I saw Harry on your show back when you were at the Radisson. Why is this guy focused on cats? Why isn't he focused on all underprivileged children and other things? And I've said a number of times, Harry, I'm sure, has a great affection for children, as well as a lot of other charities in town. He supports a lot of groups. This is one mission that he has wrapped around, and as you said, 75% of folks in Horry County have cats. But you are not only entirely fixated on cats, you've also supported a heck of a lot of other charities in town for a heck of a long time. So I sure want to make that clear, and I think you've made that clear many times.
We try to go to all the charity events, and we try to give them money and help them and work with them in every possible way. I mean, I saw you at the Heart Ball and different places, and I know I'll see you at some other ones, and we try to do all we can. I don't know how we got involved in cats. I mean, it's a crazy story, but things just happen. And actually, I never really was involved in cats until my wife got me into the cats a few years ago. I think somebody gave me 3 cats in New York City, and then I go to the U.S. Open every year, and I saw a cat laying there crying, a little baby cat, and everybody was walking by him, and I figured if I didn't pick up that cat, something was going to happen to me. So I bought the cat a plane ticket, picked him up, and brought him back to Myrtle Beach.
That's a big
commitment,
And that cat's
Harry.
at the
house right now. So, I
right?
mean, it's just, you know, I just feel that cats are at the bottom of the list, bottom of the totem pole, and they need somebody to help them, protect them, and that's what we're trying to do. I know the war is going on right now, and people really don't have too much time to think about cats, but I would say probably that's one of the things that we're fighting for, you know, our way of life. We have a lot of soldiers over there, and I know they want to come back, and they want to come back and see their cats. 75% of them, I guarantee you, they have cats or their family have cats.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things they're fighting for, you know, our way of life.
Harry, there's so many questions I want to ask and so many things we need to talk about, and unfortunately we are splitting this morning with the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Clubs, but we want to focus for a couple of minutes to wrap up on the big event, the Catnic, May 10th, 3 to 9 p.m., 3800 Waterford Drive, Plantation Point. If viewers were coming down from the Florence area and wanted to spend a day at the beach, they could come on down 501, go up the bypass to 38th Avenue
North, right, just
and
come
take
down,
a left, and that goes straight up to your home.
38th North goes straight into about Plantation. That goes into Arundel, go all the way down to Arundel to the dead end, make a left on Brook Green, go a couple hundred feet, make a right on Waterford, swing around, and hopefully you'll see cars all over the place on that Saturday. And we're going to have some golf carts or limos or something like that out there. Somebody offered to donate them where we can pick up people and drive them from where they park to the event.
Right. Well, if someone didn't hear all those going down the streets, if anyone gets into Plantation Point, if they take a left on 38th Avenue into Plantation Point, anyone within Plantation Point would say, I know how to get to Harry's house. Here's how you get there.
We'll have people up there directing traffic, and we've asked the county to also Sheriff Livingston to try to help us too if possible. You know, we're hoping for sunny weather, but I mean, if it rains though, the house is big, it's real big. In fact, we're going to have house tours. That's all part of the event, and we'll have a tent set up. So even if it rains, we should have a real good time.
How about some of the activities? We've got about 30 seconds, Harry. Some of the activities planned for that day. The cost is $25 per person. Some of the activities, there'll be adults and kids.
Adults and kids, we'll probably have balloons for the kids. For the adults, we'll have an auction. We're going to have a band. We'll probably have some dancing. We'll probably have some gifts that we're going to give away for the kids, which we will buy. There'll be surprises. Food. Should be the house tours, and who knows, we're not telling anybody to bring their cats, really, because it's going to be too crowded, but I think the kids will have a real good time, and there are a few cats around there. T-Bone
Terry is catering.
T-Bone, we're talking to T-Bone Terry, right, about catering the event, and I think everyone should make it, if possible, because nobody in this town has ever been to a catnic or a cat picnic. It's like nobody's ever been to a cat ball. We're also going to have something in the fall. We don't know what it is yet, but nobody's ever been to it because we don't know what it is ourselves, but we're going to do it. We have to do 3 events a year. Well, that was one of the things that we told the IRS when they gave us our charitable foundation approval. So, I mean, anything anybody gives us, we have a number, state and federal, and they can deduct it from their income taxes based on, well, whatever their CPA or their accountant says. I don't know how much you can take off your taxes for charitable deductions, but any money they give us is deductible. But I can't say you can take all of it off because I don't know what percentage you can deduct for it. The only other thing I'd like to mention, if I had maybe 10 seconds, if we're the other areas that we're working in, we're trying to pass a bill in Columbia that's pending in Colorado also, where you can sue to collect for your companion pet. If someone negligently or intentionally does damage to that pet, you can sue for actual and punitive damages.
You can call Harry's office about that at 843-448-9471. You heard him talking about taxes. Today is tax day. Get them in. Get them in. It's April 15th. Get them in. The real focus back in January was the cat ball. Harry said then, you've never been before. He'd never been. It was a first in a lifetime event. Now there's the cat Nick. May 10th. Harry's home, Plantation Point, 3 to 9 p.m. Get out there. It's only $25 per person. Harry, thanks so much for being with us this morning. And stay tuned to more Carolina People with Reverend Peter Crawford coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Fox 43 studio in Myrtle Beach, and we're visiting with Reverend Peter Crawford, the Executive Director of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club of Horry County. Good morning, Reverend Crawford. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you.
Incredible opportunity to highlight what's going on with the Boys and Girls Club here, Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club of Horry County. So many activities on a regular basis, and to think you've got a couple of amazing fundraisers coming up right around the corner.
Yes, we do.
Right around the corner. Thanks so much for getting in and following Harry Pavilack talking about cats and the Save Our Cats International.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting. Can we talk real quick about yourself? Were you originally from the area?
Sure can. No, I'm not. I'm originally from Gastonia, North Carolina. Grew up there, went to school there, and left in 1977. I think it was around 77. Attended school in Durham, North Carolina, at North Carolina Central University. So I'm not an original person from Horry County.
That's great. Well, when did you leave Durham? Did you go from Durham down here or back to Gastonia?
No, I didn't. I left Durham, I think it was around 1977, 78 that I left Durham, and I joined the United States military. So I spent 13 years in the United States Army Finance and Accounting Corps. Most of those years was spent, I spent 4 years in Neu-Ulm, Germany, 4 years in Mannheim, the Heidelberg area, and then I spent a year in Korea.
Is that right? Wow, 13 years in the Army.
Yes, sir.
And much of that time, the bulk of it in Europe.
Yeah, most of it was in Europe. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, now, what brought you back to, what got you out of the Army and into the Salvation Army?
Well, after I spent my last tour in Europe doing the war, the Desert Storm event, and came back to the States at Fort Ord, California, and of course, you just said I'm an ordained minister. I was praying one day, and I just decided that it was just time to do something a little different. I wanted to do something with my ministry I could give back. I had been very blessed to have, grown up in Gastonia and in an area that you weren't supposed to make it out of. Had obtained a college degree and spent some time abroad, and so I got back home, back into Gastonia around 1992, 93. Worked 2 years for a local TV station, WCNC-TV, out of Charlotte, in their accounting department, and I was volunteer for local Boys and Girls Clubs. I had attended Boys and Girls Clubs. Back then, when I was a kid, it was Boys Club, not Boys and Girls Clubs. But I had attended the Salvation Army Boys Clubs as a young man, played basketball there, and played in high school, and volunteered at the local Boys and Girls Clubs as a basketball coach. Took a pay cut, took a job as a unit director in the Mountain View area of Gastonia, and grew that club. In 2 years, I was started to be recruited as an executive director for the Salvation Army.
Wow. I'm sure you looked at a lot of different locations. Horry County, you came down here in 1998.
Yes. Came down, and my family and I came down, visited in 1998, and we realized there was a need. There were no Boys and Girls Clubs here at that time.
Wow.
Salvation Army was actually just starting a Boys and Girls Club, so it gave me an opportunity to be on the ground level, on the foundational level of doing Boys and Girls Clubs. So we considered it a challenge, but we saw the great need. There was some small activities that were being done in the Darton Terrace Housing Authority area there, but we very quickly grew in a year We grew to open our first small Boys and Girls Clubs over on Highway 701. Outgrew that, and the same year we opened a club in Loris, opened one in the Bucksports area, which we just recently moved to the Ana area. And so there we had 3. But in 1999, I believe it was, no, actually 2001, I was taking a course at Ori Georgetown Technical College, a computer course, and I found that there was a need on the air base. So we worked into a collaboration with Ori Georgetown Technical College, which gave us our fourth community center, we call that one, that's on the air base. So we have 4 Boys and Girls Clubs.
Peter, that is amazing to come from 1998 where you had none except that small potential, what was going to be a location, to be at 4 locations, community centers now. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
When you think back to your days, I know you said it was the Boys Club there in Gastonia early on, prior to becoming the Boys and Girls Club. What was there a most recognized positive experience for you, Peter?
I was, and I don't mind telling you, came from a very poor neighborhood. And we did not have city parks and basketball goals and, you know, that type of thing. The Salvation Army had a gym, you know, so gave us an opportunity. We walked about 3 miles to attend the Salvation Army's center there on Marietta Street. And it's ironic that that's the same Boys and Girls Clubs program that I worked in, that I began my career in as a Salvation Army professional, you know, a Boys and Girls Club professional, right back in that same facility. The positive experience I got there was that the people were so caring. You know, there was someone there to give you instruction. You know, I learned my jump shot out of there, you know, and then you had devotional services that you could attend. So it was just a very positive experience all the way around, you know, and I never forgot it.
And those same experiences are recognized now in the 4 locations throughout the county. There is someone there to provide those positive experiences for the boys and girls that are involved in the programs here in the county.
Exactly right. Our mission statement is to mentally, physically, and spiritually prepare today's youth for tomorrow's challenges. That's our mission statement here in Horry County. And that is exactly what we do. Anywhere from after-school homework and tutoring to athletic programs. We do devotional programs. We're very much aware of the separation of church and state. It is not mandatory. We find something else for a young person to do. Just for instance, we had a Muslim child that was a part of our program, and we found something that pertained to you know, his culture for him to do during the time that we're doing devotional services. So we're concerned about the well-roundedness, you know, of the youth of today.
I'm so glad you said that mission statement. Would you say that again, Peter? Because I think it's important. A lot of folks don't sit back and take just a second to think of the simple mission statement, but it is so much of what you all have to think on a daily basis, constantly. What is that again?
To mentally, physically, and spiritually prepare today's youth for tomorrow's challenges.
And there are going to be a ton of challenges for them.
So much.
If they're not already faced with tons of challenges already.
Every day.
And a lot of them are. That preparation was so vital for you, as you said, walking that 3 miles to the location on Marietta Street. That's amazing.
Yes. Very much so.
Reverend Crawford, what's that like for you and your wife now to have made the trek? And you said your family, to have made the trek down here and now to recognize on a regular basis y'all are impacting children at such a profound level.
Well, I happen to have a very loving family and a supportive family. Actually my wife just joined our advisory council for Boys and Girls Clubs. The transition was very smooth. My kids pretty much you know, as I did, were familiar. They played basketball and participated in Boys and Girls Club programming. So, you know, it was a very good transition. My eldest son is an athletic director in one of the clubs, you know. So my family has always been involved with my line of work. My wife has another profession. She works for State Farm Insurance, but she's always been very supportive and we're a Boys and Girls Club family.
That's fantastic. Peter, we've only got a couple of minutes. We want to talk real quick about the staff and so many of the dedicated volunteers.
Yeah.
How many staff are on location for the 4 community centers?
16 staff currently. That's for our after-school programming. During the summer, we have to increase that, probably about 8 to 10 staff people for the increase of youth that we have in our Boys and Girls Clubs.
And how about volunteers?
Volunteers, we have 10 to 30 volunteers, actually about 30 volunteers. Each Boys and Girls Clubs has their own volunteer committee, as well as we have an advisory council, which is composed of concerned citizens to help advise me and the Salvation Army as to what way the Boys and Girls Club should go.
Okay. Can we talk real quick about the 2 big events, fundraisers that are coming up on May 10th and May 12th?
Sure can. We do one major fundraiser a year, and that's our normal, our Steak and Steak fundraiser. It's provided to us free of charge by Outback Steakhouse, and Pete Price and his group over there is just wonderful in doing that. And the golf tournament, which supports that as well, is going to be on the 10th of May. It's a shotgun start at Myrtlewood Pine Hill Golf Course. Tickets are on sale. You can contact me at the number that we gave earlier. Or Diana Neiman is the special events coordinator for that particular event. We're looking forward to a wonderful event, and it's going to a wonderful cause.
And if someone was interested in volunteering for the Boys or Girls Club, they could call you.
Please call me at any time, 488-2769, or my cell number. I'll take a chance and give that, 458-8756.
We're visiting with Reverend Peter Crawford, someone at an early age, a very early age, to think of that, walking 3 miles for that opportunity to experience what the Boys Club at that time in Gastonia, and now the Boys and Girls Club, presented by the Salvation Army, have given so much. Peter, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank Harry Pavilack and Reverend Peter Crawford for making today's Carolina People such a great success.